It is a sight in full flight, isn't it? And he certainly was on Thursday night up in Townsville. An outstanding performance in an outstanding team performance. Greg Inglis, good to see you, and congratulations on an excellent win up there against quality opposition where you reminded everybody of how good this team was. Did you actually also maybe remind yourselves of what you guys are capable of?
Yeah, I was just talking to Fair. I think, the week prior, going to Brookie and against Manly, I think that, that really gave us just a shake-up call, just to see what, really see where we were at. And then obviously, going up there, it's always a tough task to go up there, and, it's always a challenge. But to walk away with 2 points is, it's a really good team effort by the boys.
Gio, you've taken on the captaincy role this year. Is it everything you expected? And do you think it's put any pressure or added pressure on your game at all?
Oh, I don't think it's mainly put added pressure. I said earlier in the year that I've probably veered away from what I would normally do. I probably think about things a bit too much, where, I just love playing footy, and I just, went back to those basic, simple things. And, you obviously been captain, for a number of years, and being up there now with Hodjo, I'm sure you know what comes with it. Yep.
Having the young kid Ava back, how big was he last week? Because obviously he's had a terrible start to the year. He played in the premiership winning side last year, but I think last week he just added another dimension.
Yeah, I think what we've been missing with Somi is that aggression that he brings to the side. Yep. He's very strong, a ball runner, and he's a very strong defence as well. We just have to keep him in the right frame of mind and just make sure that he's still going and enjoying his football.
I think that's really important too. You look at the health of the squads at the moment, and it wasn't just Kirasom Ava who came back last week, but Paul Carter came in as well. And I see he's named at hooker this week because we know Isaac is out for 1 week.
Yeah.
You guys are looking very good there, and these two players, I would think, might be part of your 17 from here on in if things pan out that way.
Yeah, like every team, each and every week, you got to put your best 17 out there. And like you just said, I think Paulie Carter blew his gasket in the first 5 minutes. Sitting on the bench for so long, being out of the game, for so long as well. So, like you said, having Paul Carter back there starting this week, it's got to add a dimension around the ruck area.
And that win was it without Glenn Stewart. And the other guy who was back was Kyle Turner.
Yeah.
And we were delighted to see him go so well. And I thought his first touch was really important because we see it here. He gets between defenders. And I think to avoid as many brick wall collisions as he can, especially first game back after what happened. I don't know whether, and I'll ask you two are forwards, do we see enough forwards running between players instead of that confrontation?
The guy that was just on before, Boyd Cordner, he does it the best.
Yeah.
He's been one of the best for the last couple of years. He runs them really good lines in behind the ruck, and he hits them holes off Maloney. He does it brilliant. But
someone like you, if you're looking to impose yourself, are you trying to run over Corey, or are you thinking if I can get between him and another defender, I might get my arm free? Or...
Yeah, I suppose as a front row, you're looking to run in between people. You know what I mean? Because so many people will try and. This day and age with a wrestler, they'll take your momentum and then they'll just pick you up and then they'll end up wrestling you on your back. So you do try and aim in between blokes so you can try and get that quick play ball.
Yeah. If you're going between guys, you're taking 2 guys to make a tackle, as opposed to if you're going straight at someone, it's just going to be a one-on-one or, a collision, and then 2 guys either side, so you effectively might get 3. Just on Kyle Turner, he just looks like a footballer. I watched that game a couple of weeks ago when he got knocked out, and I felt sick watching it because I just felt for the worst. Is he just a footy player? Is he just he's just a good kid?
He's just a good young kid who really loves playing footy. He comes from a small country town. I think there's about 2,000 out there, maybe less. And he just grew up playing footy, loves footy, and we got him in this program, and you're really good mates with Tatey, and I'm pretty sure that them two are similar. Yeah. And seeing Kyle come back, and he's really made a statement of where he's mentally at, especially last week's performance.
Obviously, you are coming first. What are your thoughts on South? Obviously they're a top 4 side, so you'd be playing them, pretty soon in the semi-finals. Yeah,
got 'em
next week. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on South compared to last year's?
Mate, they made everyone stand up last week. I mean, they've been, bubbling away. I guess no one's sort of spoken too much about them, but they made everyone stand up last week. They played a Cowboys team at home and really did a job on them. I think last week they had that power game from the get-go. I mean, the big Burgess boys, GI was unstoppable early in the game, and they certainly made everyone stand up and have a look. But I believe the key to their side is Isaac Luke.
Yeah.
He religiously runs off the back of a quick play of the ball and just gets that team rolling forward.
Well, the good news tonight for South Sydney is that Isaac Luke was found not guilty when it came to the shoulder charge.
Yep.
The good news for Manly, George Tafua has just been found not guilty.
Oh, at least everyone's getting off.
As well. So,
that's great news.
And it's difficult for us to comment on it because you don't know, what has happened out there. But I know, Corey, this shoulder charge issue, let's call it that, there's talk about confusion. Jake Friend thinks that it will have an effect during the finals. I heard Raylene Castle come out today and say it doesn't cater for accidents. Matt Elliott writes a good column in the Big League talking about shoulder collisions as in different to shoulder charges. But you're a black and white person, aren't you, in this?
Well, I'm black and white in the sense that...
Which the NRL are as well, although tonight will be interesting to get their reaction.
We were told at the start of the year, if your arm is down by your side and you can't effectively put a paper under your arm and you lead with the shoulder, that is deemed a shoulder charge. Now, last week, unfortunately for Willie, and we lost Adam Blair for 2 weeks for a shoulder charge for doing that, whereas now players are getting off. The disappointing thing is I feel for the spectators. They watch the game and they hear these rules and interpretations, and then one gets one week and then it's off the next. So they're getting the inconsistency. But from my point of view, if you lead with an arm tucked down by your side with your shoulder, that's a shoulder charge.
Okay, and Michael Butner came out and said there are three basically important criteria, and that is the top part of the arm being against the body, force, and also not wrapping the arms around. But we're also hearing about players bracing themselves these days, and that is different to a shoulder charge, because I guess you're not going to hold your hands up like that. That's ludicrous to think you're going to take contact like that. You don't want to open your body up because you open yourself to possible injury.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be. I know that it is black and white in those things, but I can understand how there is some confusion out there because it is a change to the way that players. Self-preservation is a very strong instinct.
Yeah, I want to see some little halfback when George Burgess is running straight at him, and he's like this. Then all of a sudden he has to have his arm out here to try and tackle him, and the amount of dislocation and the amount of shoulder reconstructions that's going to happen. If some little bloke's going to have his arm hanging out there, you get taught from a young age to have your shoulders tucked in. You know what I mean? So it's just hard to...
Let's point out that the shoulder charge, we do not want the shoulder charge.
No, we don't want the shoulder charge. We just need a good interpretation of it so the players understand it and we can stick by it.
The word we're sort of alluding to now is the bracing. Isaac Luke's got off, and that's great for South. What was he trying to do to JT when was he trying to brace for the impact? Because he flew off the line to
I don't know what his defence was. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah, mate, it's just... For me personally, I'd like to see more consistency throughout it. Last couple of weeks now, it's been, like you said, it's been condemned bracing. It's been, not really leaning in with the shoulder and your shoulders, out more. But, I just like to see it more consistent throughout the, if you put on a report, I just like to see it more, more consistency throughout it. But like pretty much with everything that goes into the judiciary.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see the reaction tomorrow and as to why the two men who've gone in were found not guilty. And, of course, we still have Aidan Guerra to go in on that charge as well. But let's have a quick look at Friday night. You've got Canterbury. No Michael Leisha. I think that's going to be very important for the Dogs. But how are you going into this one on Friday?
Yeah, look, we just, after a great performance last week, we just wanted to, really go in here, back it up on Friday night. And, I really love to see the South fans get out there. And, there's I think there's a package deal going on there as well. If you head to the South website, well, then you'll find out all the information with that. But, obviously the whole build-ups around this year was last time we played them with Good Friday, and you know we know we're coming in for a good challenge ahead of us, and we know it's just going to be back and forwards and then full 80 minutes footy once again.
With Isaac, look, he's definitely going to miss one game this week, isn't he?
Yeah, dangerous track.
So like that is a massive loss. So that sort of evens up the leisure thing, I suppose. So who will play 9 for you?
Well, Paul Carter.
So Paul Carter. He's sort of like a makeshift sort of hooker back row. So he's pretty tough. So
Damien Cook has been named as starting hooker for the Canterbury side. Michael Leisha's gone for the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Jackson starts there.
I'm thinking Josh Jackson will start there at 9. Just for the defensive battle in the middle. It's obviously going to be, pretty tough, and the big Burgess boys are going to be going at it.
I think with Cassiano playing, Big Cass playing so well last week. He was ball playing.
See,
he was
I get in trouble
doing it
saying
all.
I love a big man with soft hands. People look at me
I
strange.
thought it was a bit wrong, but I knew what you were getting at. But you're gonna have your handful there. You're gonna have George Burgess and Tom Burgess obviously trying to tackle them blokes. So it'll be a good battle.
Yeah, look, mate, without a doubt, there's 2 big 4-packs colliding.
Yeah, it's nothing better.
It's nothing better to sit back and watch and like I said before, it's going to be a full-on battle through a whole 80 minutes, and I'd really love to see South fans get out there and because I love going out running, seeing
the Burrow.
Seeing the Burrow.
Hey, thanks very much for coming in. Good luck on Friday night. It is a big weekend, so many important games, and yours is just one of those on Friday night.
Yep.
So thanks, and good luck for the rest of the season. Okay, after the break, I'm going to sit down on a one-on-one with Anthony Watmo and find out about his first year with the Parramatta Eels.